Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, the creative impetus. Chapter 6, the activities of Lord Vrishabhadeva. Okay. Text 1. Raja Vacha Nanunam Bhagava Atma Ramanam Yoga Sammirita Jnana Vakarjita Karma Bijanam Aishvaryani Punaha Kleshadani Bhavitum Arhanti Yadrichayopagatani. King Parikshit asked Sukadeva Goswami, "My dear Lord, for those who are completely pure in heart, knowledge is attained by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. An attachment for fruitive activity is completely burned to ashes. For such people, the powers of mystic yoga automatically arise. They do not cause distress. Why then did Vrishabhadev neglect them?" Right, so Parikshit Maharaj is curious, because when you are doing Astanga Yoga practice to attain the Supreme, you get so much mystic potency. So he's saying why he didn't use those things. It's available, you could use it. So he's curious, he wants to know why. But Vrishabhadev, he didn't want to use it. Because his main goal was to please the Lord, not to use it for himself. He wants to show people that mystic yoga is not the way to actually please the Lord. So therefore he didn't use it. So in text 2, Sukadeva Goswami then answers, Rishir Vacha Satyam Muktam Kintu Hiha Va Eke Na Manaso Uddha Vishrambam Anavastanasya Shata Kirata Eva Sangachanti. Srila Sukadeva Goswami replied, "My dear king, you have spoken correctly. However, after capturing animals, a cunning hunter does not put faith in them, for they might run away. Similarly, those who advance in spiritual life do not put faith in the mind. Indeed, they always remain vigilant and watch the mind's action." So, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining the reason why Vrishabhadev did not use it, the mystic potency, because they can take away the focus. And therefore he says, once, like you say, many yogis, right? They once they have this mystic power, then they tell their followers they themselves are God. Right? They end up saying they are God, but actually that is not the case. Right? They're just having some potency. Srila Prabhupada mentions that also in one of the purpose, where just because you can produce some ash of gold doesn't make you God. Right? So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that he quotes first of all that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even the great souls, which means even one who is advanced should still continue to do these activities. There's no such thing as, "Oh, now I become a sannyas, I don't need to do anything, I don't have to chant, I've been promoted." So that is the idea. So Prabhupada says renunciation does not mean that one has to renounce Sankirtan Yajna. Okay? So we don't renounce charity, tapasya, sacrifice. We don't. We continue to do even in whatever situation we are in our devotional practice.
Prabhuji, you said Sankirtan Yajna and then you were telling tapas.
All of them are there.
All of them constitute Sankirtan Yajna. I didn't
understand what it is.
Clarification.
Well, I'm saying just because you get a position, let's say you take sannyas, doesn't mean you don't do Sankirtan Yagna. So similarly, just because you are sannyasi doesn't mean you don't do tapasya, austerities, penance. That's what it is.
Yeah, because I had a question about like clarification, like what constitutes Sankirtan Yagna, like just the congregational chanting or other things also constitute Sankirtan?
Well, anything that is preaching or moving the movement forward is Sankirtan Yagna. For example, if you bring someone to the temple, that is also Sankirtan Yagna, because they get the exposure to chant with the devotees. You give them prasadam, that is also part of our Sankirtan Yagna. Yeah.
Chanting also.
Ultimately, we want them to chant the Hare Krishna. Yeah. Text 3. Tata choktam
Tata choktam
na kuryat karhichit sakyam
nakurya karhichit sakyam
manasihi anavastite
manasihi anavastite
yad vishrambachira chirnam
yet vishrambachira churnam
chaskanda tapa aishwaram.
chachanda tapaishwaram.
All the learned scholars have given their opinion. The mind is by nature very restless and one should not make friends with it. If we place full confidence in the mind, it may cheat us at any moment. Even Lord Shiva became agitated upon seeing the Mohini form of Lord Krishna, and so very Muni also fell down from the mature stage of yogic perfection. So Prabhupada says, the first business of one trying to advance in spiritual life is to control mind and senses. And in the very first verse in the Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami says, control the mind and senses. So therefore it's very important. Otherwise, Prabhupada says, as Krishna quotes in the Bhagavad Gita, the living entity suffers in this material world in trying to enjoy his senses, which includes the mind. So therefore, the hard struggle for existence is based on our wanting to enjoy senses. Okay, so that and wanting to enjoy senses means it's material existence. It's not spiritual existence. Only when we use the senses in the service of Krishna, then it's spiritual. Okay, so therefore, here Sukadeva Goswami is saying that based on so many learned persons, that one cannot put a trust in the mind. So similarly, Rishabdev is seen to not put trust in the mind. That's what it is. Now, how do we best control our mind? By chanting the whole day. So therefore, Prabhupada explains that also, that whatever we do, whether we become within the society, any position we take, we should be very careful in trying to associate with good or bad association also. We have to be very careful how we associate also. So he says part of that is to become strict also. And of course people say, particularly in the modern age when Prabhupada came in, he gave initiation to men and women, people criticized him. But they don't understand what is the goal of life is. To come to the point of understanding I am a servant of Krishna. And to achieve that we have to practice chanting. Ultimately in this age the best way to realize is chanting. But to do that nicely, you have to disassociate from bad sanghas, asat sangha. Okay. So therefore, he says one has to chant properly, and then if you can chant nicely, then you won't fall prey to bad association. In this case, he is talking about Haridas Thakur and the allurement of women, or for women the allurement of men, like that. So then he says, if we are not strict in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we may at any time fall victim to women, or nowadays is men, or anything else, right? Yeah. Right. Many of Srila Prabhupada's, in the early days, the big leaders and so on, many of them were doing big services, but they neglected to chant. And therefore they fell down, many of them. Yeah. This is from some senior devotee who told me that, that he personally saw that when they were asked why they are not chanting, they said, no, I have a lot of service to do. So we can't do those kind of things. Otherwise, how can you control your mind and senses? You can't, and therefore you will fall. Okay. So therefore, you say in general that the renunciants are encouraged not to associate too much with opposite sex and so on, so that they can at least control themselves. Freely you do that, then you slowly will say, it's okay, I can do it, Like I've already attained this position, I'm a sannyas, I won't fall down. Those are very scary situations. At all times one should be very careful associating with the opposite sex. Yeah. Text 4. Nityam dadati kamasya chitram tam manuyeraya yogina krita maitrasya tyujayeva pumshali. An unchaste woman is very easily carried away by paramours, and it sometimes happens that her husband is violently killed by her paramours. If the yogi gives his mind a chance and does not restrain it, his mind will give facility to enemies like lust, anger and greed, and they will doubtlessly kill the yogi. So here is an analogy that an unchaste woman, Pumshali, who easily goes to different men like that. So if it's such a woman, then a man who wants to marry her should be very careful, because he cannot trust such a person. And if such a woman is the wife, then it can be that they will arrange for, or her lovers will get envious and they'll come and kill the husband. So similarly, if you let the mind wander and try to enjoy this and that, it will destroy your practices. That is the point here. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada quotes in the middle of the purport, used to say that in the morning our first business should be to beat the mind with shoes 100 times. And before going to bed, to beat the mind 100 times with a broomstick. In this way, one's mind can be kept under control. An uncontrolled mind and an unchaste wife are the same. An unchaste wife can kill a husband at any time, and an uncontrolled mind followed by lust, anger, greed, madness, envy and illusion can certainly kill the yogi. So we see that in the material world. Many unchaste wives, they plan and kill the husbands. They pay people to kill, assassinate, like that. Similarly, men also pay to kill the wife like that. It's all based on senses and not based on the desire to understand the goal of life. Text 5. Kamamanyur mado loba shoka moha bayadaya karma bandascha yanmulaha svikurya kono tadbuddha. The mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion and fear. Combined, these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. What learned man would put faith in the mind? So if you know these are your enemies, why would you trust them, right? So basically that's the point. You shouldn't trust the mind unless it is in the service of Krishna. But that's all, Unless we do nicely, we cannot control. And therefore, to help us control the mind, we have our spiritual authorities, gurus and so on. And they tell us, and we have to listen. If you don't listen, then you are no better than a person without any guru. Might as well not get initiated. Right? Text 6. Prabhu says, Athaivam akila lokapala lalamopi vilakshanai jadhavat avaduta vesha bhasha charitai avilakshita bhagavat prabhavo yoginam samparaya vidim anushikṣayan swakalevaram jihasut atmani atmanam asamvyavahitam anartantara bhavenan vikshamana uparatanu vrittir upararama. Lord Rishabhadev was the head of all kings and emperors within this universe. But assuming the dress and language of an avaduta, he acted as if dull and materially bound. Consequently, no one could observe his divine opulence. He adopted this behavior just to teach yogis how to give up the body. Nonetheless, he maintained his original position as a plenary expansion of Lord Vasudeva Krishna. Remaining always in that state, he gave up his pastimes as Lord Rishabhadev within the material world. If, following in the footsteps of Lord Rishabhadeva, one can give up his subtle body, there is no chance that one will accept material body again.
So even giving up subtle body, like mind and intelligence also?
You're supposed to give it up, no? Because the subtle body is the cause of your next body. Becomes your next body. Our desires, everything is in the subtle body, the mind, intelligence, and your ego. So that creates your next body. Basically, it means that you are burning away those desires in the mood of a servant or servitor of Krishna, like that. Alright. So he did this. Why? He wanted to
Teach yogis.
teach the yogis, all the Ashtanga yogis, how to give up the body, not just sustain themselves using all kinds of mystic powers. You get allured, I can do this, then the goal of life is lost. So therefore he didn't want that. Okay. So again, Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse. He quotes this verse so many times. Janma karma chami divyam. Because we need to understand the purpose of the Lord, why He descends, for what purposes. And we have to appreciate that. And when we appreciate that, then we find that we can be able to take up the process seriously. That means He is the Supreme Lord. You cannot have doubts why He is taking this position, why He is doing these pastimes. Those can intensify and increase if you have two things: good association and chant nicely. Good association will ensure that you'll follow all the rules and regulations properly, and then you learn how to serve. That is good association. And chanting will take care of the other aspect of purifying your heart, like that. So therefore we have to accept that we are servant always. First we are servant. First we are servant, last we are servant also. So that's how it is. Once you understand that, then you can see Rishabhadev as an exalted person. Then it's easy to serve, easy to appreciate. And then that verse makes a lot of sense to us. Why he came, why he appeared. Okay. Finally, Prabhupada says, if one keeps himself spiritually fit and thinks of himself as an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord, he will be successful at the time he has to give up the material body. See, that is Prabhupada gives us an indication how to give up your body. That you should always think of yourself as a servant. Not only Krishna, servant of everybody. Then you can think of yourself as servant of Krishna. If you only think of yourself servant of Krishna and nobody else, then you cannot think of Krishna at the time of right? That's also not encouraged. Text 7.
तस्यावा एव मुक्तलिङ्गस्य भगवता ऋषभस्य योगमाया वासनाय देह इमां जगतीम् अभिमानाभासेन संक्रमामानः कोङ्कवेङ्ककुटकन् दक्षिणकर्णाटकान् देशान् यदृच्छयापोगतः कुटकाचलोपवन आस्य कृतास्म कवल उन्माद इव मुक्तमूर्धजो असमन्वित एव विचचार.
Actually, Lord Rishabhadev had no material body, but due to Yoga Maya, he considered his body material, and therefore, because he played like an ordinary human being, he gave up the mentality of identifying with it. Following this principle, he began to wander all over the world. While traveling, he came to the province of Karnataka in South India and passed through Konka, Venka and Kutaka. He had no plan to travel this way, but he arrived near Kutakachala and entered a forest there. He placed stones within his mouth and began to wander through the forest, naked and with his hair disheveled like a madman. Basically, he didn't want to attract any attention to himself. Right? He just gave up everything. Of course, this is to show the extreme nature of renunciation. Most of us can't even do a little bit renunciation. Sleep a little only, we complain. No? Text 8.
What is this placing stones within mouth?
Yeah, just to make people think he's a madman, like that. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to place a stone in the mouth.
I didn't want to talk about it.
Maybe also don't want to talk. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
अत समीर वेग विधूत वेणु विकर्षण जातोग्र दावनालास्तद्वनम् आलिलेहानः सहतेन ददाः.
While he was wandering about, a wild forest fire began. This fire was caused by the friction of bamboos, which were being blown by the wind. In that fire, the entire forest near Kutakachala and the body of Lord Rishabhadev were burned to ashes. Okay, so these are all arranged by the Lord himself. And by his Yogamaya potency, he behaved like a ordinary person, or someone who became mad and wandering in the forest, so nobody disturbed. But his main idea is to show to the mystic yogis that the goal of life is different from attaining mystic perfection, because that's not the goal of life. So Prabhupada says every entity in that forest was also liberated because of Rishabhadev's presence. Similarly, you will read in the first canto? No, third canto, right? In the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Right?
Yeah.
All of them also got liberated, more or less. Yeah. Text 9.
यस्य किलानुचरितम् उपाकर्ण्य कुङ्कवेङ्ककुटकानां राजार्हन् नामोपाश्रित्य खलौ अधर्म उत्कृष्यमाणे भावितव्येन विमोहितः स्वधर्मपथम् अकुटो भयम् अपहाय कुपत पाखण्डम् असमञ्जसं निज मनीषया मंदसंप्रवर्तयिष्यते.
Sukadeva Goswami continues speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. My dear king, the king of Konka, Venka and Kutaka, whose name was Arhat, heard of the activities of Rishabhadeva and imitating Rishabhadeva's principles introduced a new system of religion. Taking advantage of Kali Yuga, the age of sinful activity, King Arhat, being bewildered, gave up the Vedic principles, which are free from risk, and concocted a new system of religion opposed to the Vedas. That was the beginning of the Jain Dharma. Many other so-called religions follow this atheistic system. So interesting, huh? So how the...
But this is very contemporary.
This is Jain.
Mhm.
This is contemporary description. Jain is around after, close to Buddha, right?
Right.
Before Buddha. Jains, right?
No, Jains came later.
I do not know when they
It's like
came.
1000.
3,000?
Just 3000. 3
That's one. I've tried to look to it. There's one group of people saying 3,000. Another group says it is more than 500,000. Yeah. So in any case, this system is always prevalent. The teachings, they come in cycles. So I don't think you should worry about that so much. So similarly in the Purport Srila Prabhupada mentions how, just like King Arhat, Paundraka during the time of Krishna, he also claimed to be Vasudeva. Then he told the Lord Krishna himself, you are the fake one. If you read that, it's so funny. But eventually he gets killed by the Lord. Yeah. So if we all think we are like God, then the Lord will take care of us, just like He took care of Paundraka. And in general, people want cheap solutions. They think God is cheap, and they want cheap solutions. So therefore, when King Harhad came up with his own religion based on Rishabhadev, and people took it up, without really understanding what the goal of life is all about. Okay, so that's what happens in Kali Yuga. You can see so many new, even in the Western world, you see so many godlike personalities, right? Tony Robbins and all of them. They take that role, and people follow them blindly. Deepak Chopra, he doesn't say it, but he's acting in that platform. Like he knows the whole answers and solutions. Never you find them saying that they don't know anything.
He's coming to Microsoft actually to give a talk.
Yeah, sure, because that is the...
No, so I was thinking somebody from like ISKCON,
Yeah.
Krishna Consciousness, somebody should actually, like, from the scientific perspective, we should actually get somebody to come and talk actually, like.
Unless we have someone who does this kind of talk, like him, you will only get into fisticuffs. You don't want to get into those things. In general, like Prabhupada says, the people want to be cheated because they all are manda sumanda mattaya. You cannot change that, Yeah. How can we change? We have to become very attractive.
Inject in a novel way.
Yeah.
Purpose is in the first canto, 6th chapter.
You
And
have-
Narada Muni comes to talk to Jasdev.
Yeah.
What he says. Yeah, advanced devotee knows how to inject Krishna consciousness in dull people's mind.
Yeah. So you have to become very innovative. Yeah. The same thing Prabhupada did when he came. So we also have to become very innovative without compromising anything. Prabhupada says people in this age, they don't have spiritual culture, are very fallen. Because of this situation, they will accept any religious system. Text 10.
येनहा वाव कलौ मनुजापषाढ देवमाया मोहितः स्वविधिनियोगशौचचारित्र विहीनदेवहेलनानि अपव्रतानि निजेच्छया गृह्णान अस्नानाच्च मान शौच केशोल्लुञ्चनादीनि कलिना धर्म बहुलेनोपहत धियो ब्रह्म ब्राह्मण यज्ञ पुरुष लोक विदुषाकाः प्रयाणे भविष्यन्ति.
People who are lowest among men and bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord will give up the original Varnashram Dharma and its rules and regulations. You are seeing that, huh? We see that a lot now. They will abandon bathing 3 times daily and worshipping the Lord. So I think the sannyasi is supposed to do 3 times, then the grihastha is 2 times, then the brahmachari 1 time, and then Shudras, he doesn't say like that. Yeah. But basically in the spiritual category, this is stated like that. And worshipping the Lord, abandoning cleanliness and neglecting the Supreme Lord. So you can see that also. People wear the same clothes 1 week, 2 weeks, Where was this? In England, before, now it's all modern and so on. They only take bath only once a year. America also, he probably saying. Because it's so cold, and all those places, they won't sweat, and therefore they just don't want to take bath. And we can't imagine, because we are trained and conditioned in different ways. So there's no understanding of why they need to be clean also, like that. So they will accept any nonsensical principles. Not regularly bathing or washing their mouths regularly. They will always remain unclean, and they will pluck out their hair.
Just when I read that 4 sentences to one person is coming to like in my office, he fits this, like all the descriptions, like he'll keep plucking out the hair, and you go to his office like full hair, and
oh my God.
In the office.
like so much stress, just keep plucking.
Stress, huh?
Yeah, stress, people do that. Yeah. Following a concocted religion, they will flourish. During this age of Kali, people are more inclined to irreligious systems. Consequently, these people will naturally deride Vedic authority. The followers of Vedic authority, the Brahmanas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotees. And we see that. Everywhere it's like
including India.
Yeah, including India, of course. They are trying to follow the West. And then Prabhupada says, presently the hippies in the Western countries fit this description. And then it's interesting. He says, they all originated from King Harhat, who imitated the activities of Lord Rishabhadev. Because he grew his hair and walked around. So these hippies followed, and King Harhat also said everyone should be like that. The difference is Lord Rishabhadev was on a high platform. These people are, they want to get high. What did they do? They took drugs. King Harhat did not care for the fact that although Lord Rishabhadev acted like a madman, his stool and urine were nonetheless aromatic. So much so that they nicely scented the countryside for miles around. How many miles? 80 miles. 1 yojana. Dasana yojana. The followers of King Harhat went under the name Jains, and they were later followed by many others, particularly by the hippies, who are more or less offshoots of Mayavada philosophy, because they think themselves the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many of them are like that. In the early 60s, they all thought they are God, There is a pastime Giriraj Swami writes in his book, Watering the Seed, I think. And then in there he explains how in his room he has, in the mirror he says, I am God. So he went to see Prabhupada and they had discussion, and Prabhupada was saying, he asked a question, Prabhupada said, you are not God. Are you thinking you are God? Like that. So he realized yeah, so then Prabhupada explains how God doesn't need anything, doesn't get sick and so on. Or he said, if God is original, how can you ask how you can become God? Because if I have a position, why would I let someone come and take my position? So he said after hearing, he realized that Prabhupada knew him already. So this is the Mayavad philosophy in the which is still very prevalent. So much so that you don't need a normal person talking. You need like Alexa or Cortana, all those people, right? But if a real person talks, you want to fight with them. Right? It's true, right? If it's one, what is that? Siri in the iPhone, oh, it's so fun, you know. Crazy people.
Yes, again.
Hmm?
You can turn it off anytime.
Inter?
You can turn it off anytime you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise you can't do so.
Text 11. Because we want to control everything. That's the reality. Yeah.
Techa yavarkantanaya nijaloka yatrayandha paramparasyastvatas namasyandhe swayam eva prapatisyanti.
Yeah. Low class people, due to their gross ignorance, introduce a system of religion that deviates from the Vedic principles. Following their own mental concoctions, they automatically fall down into the darkest regions of existence. So, low class people come up with their own system. Why they do that?
Some followers.
Want some followers? Why else?
You don't follow the Vedic.
They don't want to follow Vedic, but why they create their own system?
It's easy. They can do whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
They are controllers.
Can do what they
Controllers, can do what they want. Basically, it's
Envious of God.
sense enjoyment. The bottom line is they can enjoy the senses and don't have to follow any rules and regulations. If you look at Vedic principles, it is talking about austerities, penance and sacrifice. And you have to become a servant. So they don't want that. So that's
but to be just for sense enjoyment, they can just remain karmis, right? Why do they bring up new religious principles?
even karma kanda has to follow rules and regulations. Yeah. So therefore they don't want any kind of rules. Free for all. I'm okay, you okay. Like that kind of philosophy. Yeah. So when they start manufacturing their own system, obviously they're going to go to a hellish condition, which is what Prabhupada says. And he says the downfall of the asuras, right? Krishna says, I cast you down and perpetually you keep taking birth. Yeah.
There's one prominent guru.
Yeah.
So he gave a big discourse in Seattle. His opening statement was, why do you care what Rama said, what Krishna said? I'm here. I'm telling you. Why don't you believe me?
Wow. He's very bold.
He's a big guru and big, very intelligent people are also following.
Exactly. You can say because you are a fool. Someone should have told him you are a fool, and any fool who follows you will be a bigger fool. Right? Yeah, this is gutsy, real gutsy to say.
Totally manufactured.
Yeah. That's why he first of all got rid of all the Vedic authorities, Ram and Krishna. Then he puts his authority. So he say, if you don't want to follow Ram and Krishna, why should we follow you? At least they had some culture. You don't have anything.
That's what people want. People will go there.
Thanks to all.
Ayam avataro rajaso papluta kaivalyopashi-kshanartaha.
In this age of Kali, people are overwhelmed by the modes of passion and ignorance. Lord Rishabhadeva incarnated himself to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. So that was his reason, to help them how to give up material things. Mystic yoga, all those things are not going to help. So that was his main, one of the main things. The important things are his instructions to his sons, and then he showed how to behave from giving up, once you finish your varna and ashram duties, what you do. So that was his duty. He wanted to show that. Text 13.
Tasyanu gunan shlokan gayanti.
Tasyanu gunan.
I thought I'd read that and then read that.
Oh, okay.
अहो भुवः सप्त समुद्रवात्या द्वीपेषु वर्षेषु अधिपुण्यं येत गायन्ति यत्रात्यजना मुरारेः कर्माणि भद्राण्यवतारवन्ति
Learned scholars chant about the transcendental qualities of Lord Rishabhadev in this way. Oh, this earthly planet contains 7 seas and many islands and lands, of which Bharatavarsha is considered the most pious. People of Bharatavarsha are accustomed to glorifying the activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnations as Lord Rishabhadeva and others. All these activities are very auspicious for the welfare of humanity. So, Bharatvarsha is so auspicious, so first thing Prabhupada says, those who take birth in Bharatvarsha must go out and give this knowledge. And that is their auspiciousness. you have auspiciousness, you give it to others and you make it auspicious like that. Okay. So you become most glorious when you go out and preach. Preach what? Message of the Lord. Yeah.
Message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, message of the Lord. Yeah. Mahaprabhu's message, Rishabhadev, they're all the same. There's no difference in the teachings. Okay. So, because of there's a cultural thing in India, mostly the people can easily understand this thing. And you can see, you go throughout the world, you travel. Practically in most temples, a lot of Indians are joining and coming forward. Even the locals don't even show up. So therefore, it is imperative also that now that you understand this glorious message, you should share according to your own means. Whatever you can do it sincerely, and you also get the results like that. Right? Text 14.
अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयाव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषस्य आद्यः सचार धर्मं यदकर्म हेतुम्.
Oh, what shall I say of the dynasty of Priyavrata, which is pure and very much celebrated. In that dynasty, the Supreme Person, the original personality Godhead, descended as an incarnation and executed religious principles that could free one from the results of fruitive activity. So the Lord appears in different dynasties, kings and so on. So Prabhupada mentions how Krishna appeared in Yadu dynasty, Lord Ramchandra in Ishvaku, and Rishabhadev in Priyavrata. So all of them are very famous. And the most famous Prabhupada says is Priyavratas. Text 15.
कोन्वस्य काष्ठम् अपरो अनुगच्छेन् मनोरथेनाप्यभ्यवास्य योगी यो योगमाया स्पृहत्यति उदाष्टा यत्सत्तया येन कृत प्रणत्याः.
Who is that mystic yogi who can follow the examples of Lord Rishabhadeva even with his mind? Lord Rishabhadeva rejected all kinds of yogic perfection which other yogis hankered to attain. Who is that yogi who can compare to Lord Rishabhadeva? Yogis only want the mystic power. They are not interested in anything else. But the Lord Rishabhadev showed, even though he attained that yogic position, he wasn't interested at all. Because what is the real purpose of the yoga system?
Understand Lord.
Yeah, to get the favor and to do service to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That's all. So that is the goal. But because in general most people are bewildered by the material energy, they want only the mystic perfection. And they forget the goal of life and so on. So that's a material perfection, but it's not spiritual perfection. Who's that talking? 16.
इतिहस्म सकल वेद लोक देव ब्राह्मण गवाम परम गुरोर भगवत ऋषभाक्यस्य विशुद्धाचरितम् इरीतं पुंसां समस्त दुश्चरिताभिहरणं परम मंगलायनम् इदम् अनुश्रद्धयोपाचितायानुशृणोति आश्रवयति वावहितो भगवति तस्मिन् वासुदेव एकान्ततो भक्तिर् अनयोर अपि समानुवर्तते.
Shukadeva Goswami continued, Lord Rishabhadev is the master of all Vedic knowledge, human beings, demigods, cows and brahmanas. I have already explained his pure transcendental activities which will vanquish the sinful activities of all living entities. This narration of Lord Rishabhadev's pastimes is the reservoir of all auspicious things. Whoever attentively hears or speaks of them, following the footsteps of the Acharyas, will certainly attain unalloyed devotional service at the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada says the teaching of Lord Rishabhadeva for the people of all ages. Not just one or two places, all ages. Then in the middle of that purport, see, Prabhupada mentions that, with reading the Bhagavatam and trying to associate with his devotees, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. As a matter of principle, devotees should read, speak and hear Srimad Bhagavatam persistently 24 hours daily if possible. So at least you should give some time daily reading. Yeah? He wanted his disciples to read at least 3 to 4 hours. Of course, all of you are doing different kinds of work, but when you are driving, you can listen to some pre-recorded. And before you go to bed, you can read for half an hour, something like that. Or if you don't want to read, at least read for somebody. Like that. So if you don't like to read, then chant the holy name. So both are same, not different. You're glorifying the Lord in either case. Text 17.
यस्याम एव कवय आत्मानम् अविरतं विविध वृजीन संसार परितापोत्पत्तप्यमानम् अनुशावनं स्नापयन्तस्थायैव परया निवृत्त्या ह्यपवर्गम् अत्यान्तिकं परमपुरुषार्थम् अपि स्वयम् आसादितं नो एवाद्रियन्ते भगवादीयत्वनैव परिसमाप्त सर्वार्थः.
Prabhu, you said chanting or reading Bhagavatam is same, but isn't it that chanting still is more important?
Yes. By reading Bhagavatam, you will come to chanting. Yeah. And by chanting, you will also read the Bhagavatam. Translation. Devotees always bathe themselves in devotional service in order to be relieved from the various tribulations of material existence. By doing this, the devotees enjoy supreme bliss and liberation personified comes to serve them. Nonetheless, they do not accept that service even if it is offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. For the devotees, liberation, mukti, is very unimportant, because having attained the Lord's transcendental loving service, they have attained everything desirable and have transcended all material desires. So therefore we are not interested in just liberation.
It's a material desire.
It is material. Because it means relief from material things.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's a material.
But it's not service. So Bhakti Villamangal Thakur says, Mukti Mukulintanjali Sevate Asman. For him, his service is more important in the constitutional position. That's his liberation. Not otherwise. He's not interested in getting free from the miseries. He doesn't mind the miseries, actually. He's more happy to do the service. Okay, text 18, Brahma Samhita.
Rajan Patir Guru Ralam Bhavatam Yadunam
Rajan Patir Guru Ralam Bhavatam Yadunam
Daivam Priya Kulapati Kvacha Kinkaro Vaha
Daivam Priya Kulapati Kvacha Kinkaro Vaha
Aste Vamanga Bhagavan Bhajatam Mukundo
Aste Vamanga Bhagavan Bhajatam Mukundo
Muktim Dadati Karhi Chesmana Bhakti Yogam
Muktim Dadati Karhi Chesmana Bhakti Yogam.
Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, the Supreme Person Mukunda is actually the maintainer of all the members of the Pandava and Yadu dynasties. He is your spiritual master, worshipable deity, friend and the director of your activities. To say nothing of this, he sometimes serves your family as a messenger or servant. This means he works just as ordinary servants do. Those engaged in getting the Lord's favor attain liberation from the Lord very easily, but he does not very easily give the opportunity to render direct service unto him. So you can see, Prabhupada gives a reason why Sukadeva Goswami even mentioning this. Because early on he said the other dynasties are very fortunate. So Parikshit Maharaj is from the Kauravas and the Lord didn't take birth in his family. So he felt that maybe he feels very sad, But then he clarifies in saying, even though he was born in the Yadu dynasty, he came to serve the Kauravas, the Pandavas. Yeah. So that means the Lord really loves them. Yeah. So that was the whole idea behind this. And he wants to serve his own devotees. And the other point in the translation is, the Lord does not very easily give the opportunity to render direct service unto him. So therefore, for us, Srila Prabhupada has given that opportunity easily. Can you see that? Right? Yeah, you do so many service. Everything is directly through Srila Prabhupada. So that is our good fortune. We have that opportunity. And when you read this and you think, Krishna is not here, but you are having the opportunity to render direct service. You go on the altar, you do service, you do book distribution. It's all direct service. Yeah. We may not see that, but it's there. The Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, it's all Krishna. It's all directly you're giving people. Of course, you want to directly go and serve him. Stand there. But that will come. The point is we do it through Srila Prabhupada, our service, through the Guru Parampara. Right? Therefore, the Kuru dynasty is more glorious, you can say, because they are the 5 Pandavas are from the Kuru dynasty. Yeah. He felt so much obligated to serve the Pandavas. Yeah, he loved them a lot and they loved him a lot. So that's something for us to understand, that the Lord, even though he may be born somewhere, he is only attracted to Pandavas or devotion. If you have devotion, the Lord will come. So Prabhupada says, Muktim dadati karhichit smana bhakti yogam. Directly or indirectly, it is proved that bhakti yoga is the basis for the supreme relationship with the Supreme Lord. It is far superior to liberation. For a pure devotee of the Lord, mukti is automatically attained. Yeah, you don't have to work it. Automatically you are already liberated. If you do devotional service, you are already liberated. It is. Material energy can't touch you as long as you are doing service. Can't touch you. It's only when you don't want to do service and do some material things, then you are bound by Durga.
So, Prabhu, in that case, you're bound by Durga, or is it Krishna who is?
Well, we are not at the so exalted that we have Yoga Maya covering us, you know.
Mind covering.
Yeah.
Mind
We
is
also
covering.
hear Krishna orchestrates lives of.
True, but you have to, you know,
And
you cannot say that my difficulties are arranged by Krishna all the time. But someone else can say that. Someone who recognizes the symptoms and so on.
It's my past karma.
Yeah, you have to think it's my karma. I'm going through the difficulties. Or you can say the Lord is so kind, these difficulties is minimized. You can think like that. Tattenu kampam sushamakshamana. So from there we understand we cannot. We don't have the adhikar to even say like this.
the reason I asked is because we often hear we say as soon as we start devotional service,
Yes.
we are not under purview of
Yeah.
laws of material nature. anymore.
True, but the sincerity must be there. Yeah, if it's a fruitive attitude, then it's only a fruitive result that the Lord will arrange for you. Right? Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udarati. Yeah. So one has to see or perfect our service, which is what Prabhupada has given us, to perfect that simple services. You know, you go on the altar, you cook or whatever you do, you are trying to perfect that service to please the Lord and not for yourself anymore. Nishkama karma yoga, ultimately. Yeah. Ananya bhakti. So that's the whole purpose is to come to that level, which is what Rishabhadev was exhibiting, that he wasn't interested in material things anymore because that's not the goal of life. Yeah, right?
Prabhuji, we also hear the devotion service can be performed in various modes, right? Like,
Yeah,
so then
Mishra.
Yeah. So in that case, it's not really liberating, right?
It is-
Unless it's pure devotion.
It is purifying but not liberating. Yes, yeah. Until you come to Ananya Bhakti. Yeah. There are, cases where devotees want relief from misery, but then when you do it properly, the first thing is Kleshagni and Shubhada. Automatically, you should come to the stage of liberation already. Yeah, but that is because you are happily doing it, and no other misery seems to make any sense to you. When the misery makes sense, means you are suffering. When you think, it's okay, no problem. Yeah. Like two persons may be listening to a guru, and the guru will chastise them, both of them. One person is like, okay, Guru Maharaj has a good reason, I don't know why, but he's chastising, it's okay, it'll go. The second person says, but Guru Maharaj also did this to someone, and then they also did. Why is doing this to me? I didn't do these things. So one person is miserable, the other person is like, okay, no problem. So the attitude is very important. Consciousness is important in doing service also. So therefore we cannot say that I'm doing service, therefore I am in the pure devotion. I'm in the path of pure devotion, but I'm not pure devotee yet. And the most important thing is sincerity. Yeah. Like for example, you do service, but you don't really like to do the service. So how can you say that you're doing pure devotional service? Right? It becomes a chore for you. I gotta go and do it. Why can't they get somebody else? Yeah, so that is not a pure devotion service. That becomes like a karma mishra bhakti. Yeah. Because you want only something. Okay, maybe don't disturb me next time if I do it this time.
I put my check mark.
Check. I've done this. Alright. 19. Last verse, I think.
नित्यानुभूत निजलाभ निवृत्त कृष्णः श्रेयस्य तद्रचनया चिरसुप्तबुद्धेः